Got some bars real quick.
I just want to know how niggas going to jail, tell them no niggas coming back home and still being cool. I just want to know how niggas on Instagram, Twitter,
really? That's how
we're gonna move with this. We're gonna take it back.
That's how we gonna do this?
I just want to know.
That's how we do this. I want to know.
We doing this?
I just want to know.
If a nigga ain't really putting it in, but acting like he putting it in, niggas still letting it fly like it's cool. I really want to know, man.
I want to know too.
Shit getting different out here. It's getting spooky.
It's getting real simple out here.
Now when I sit one down with Chris, you were the kid. In New Orleans, with my chain, they give respect. So what that tell me, you a pussy in a fan. Say the run, shit, you know the shooters at your neck. I just want to know.
I just want to know.
If you ain't right there running through the sick shit.
Who wrote it?
That's who the folks Queen running through the sick.
Who was Quentin running with? Yeah. But yeah. Not really though. Let's get back to this.
When I do that, I was trying to carry benefit. We the type of niggas like mother. Fuck the sister in the ass and hit your brother. You really sweet, I call you buttercup. You fucking dog, you can't stop because you studied this. Coming with the same flow, switching up.
Was this not hard when it came out?
I thought it was great.
I thought I was alone with that. This the Undertaker beat.
That's automatic win.
I just want to know though. I still want to know, cause
Don't worry,
I want to know what do you do with the guy who beat on him. Like,
yeah, exactly.
that's the most important part of the entire story.
That is very important.
He got peed on, and we don't know what happened with the dude, but apparently he's still alive and breathing.
Right.
Was it Quinn Miller? Was it Usher? Was it Detail where you really got your flow?
Who gave him the flow?
It's a million. It's like
Nearly, like.
Money make a sucker that's holding through again. Sell a lot about all the people that feeling it. But I'm the same bitch ass nigga who really been. That other nigga talking, we ain't get back yet.
I think he's talking about Joe Budden.
You ain't get your chick back.
I think he's talking about Joe Budden. I don't know yet. I just want to know. You know, that was shot to Joe Budden.
Miss that jet. Hold up.
I've got to take them off of here. That's right.
He had too many little skits in there. Messed it up too much. Too much stopping. Because the beat was hard. So let that beat rock. Then he took the beat.
I know what's on Joe there.
I think it was talking about Joe there. Because who else would he talking about? He said the other nigga.
But Joe never really fucking drink like that.
No, but he always had something to say about me.
So
You know you fucked up, right?
Word.
You should have just said nothing.
Nothing.
Now you're gonna have to give me a check to stop.
What?
All I hear is platinum neck, platinum this. Meanwhile, I'm on the carpet with a platinum chick.
Right.
I got a platinum rollie, platinum whip, nigga frauds. I told
That's something that drives me crazy. You could tell my man Meek Mill never had nothing in life. That Rolly all day, bro.
Hold up.
Let that bitch breathe.
Yeah, let it breathe.
Yeah, wait. That's another thing. That
You let it breathe. You know, let it breathe. He said let it breathe.
No, this is the truth.
This is true.
And the truth hurts.
The truth hurts. Having it? What is?
Niggas is gone. You let Tip homie piss on you in the movie theater.
Right there. Like, wait, what? Hold on. You did what now?
You let Tip homie piss on you in the movie theater, nigga.
Let that breathe.
Yeah. Niggas is gone. You let Tip homie piss on you in the movie theater, nigga. We ain't forget.
I ain't forget. I'll be reminding you every day. But welcome to Words Music Dance, episode number 26. I just want to know what happened to Tip's homie that pissed on Drake.
yeah. Still undecided on that one.
I mean, certain things are secretive that need to be kept amongst friends, but that's not something we just gonna not talk about. I need to talk. The story should be we're not gonna talk about what happened to homie after Not,
know.
You know, but I just want to know. But today, joined with the homies, Big John, Jared.
What
Y'all
up,
know the social media. It's all gonna be there. Put that in there later. You ain't gotta say it over again. They've been here enough times. But I just want to know, why haven't we heard a reply from Drake? Now, let me ask y'all. You know, before I go into all that, you know, comment, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. But Jay Prince stepped in, said, no, we're not gonna keep it going. We're gonna stop it here. How do y'all feel about that? Knowing the situation, we've already discussed it on previous episodes. Knowing the situation, knowing what was said, knowing what came out, we still want to know about him getting pissed on. We want to know about he released a disclaimer about the blackface. Cool, but we just want to know about your child. We want to know about the baby mama, your Beyonce.
He released a contradictory statement.
A statement nonetheless.
About the photo that the artist said was about.
But a statement nonetheless, he released a statement about that. But, you know, how do y'all feel about Jay Prince? Now, have you seen Jay Prince's interviews? He had numerous ones. Have you seen any of his interviews?
No.
Have you seen any of the interviews?
I started watching the Breakfast Club one, but I
One of the key things that stood out to me that he said was,
Oh, that's a pig pen mentality. You know what I mean? I understand that mentality. I know how to deal with the hogs, the pigs, and all of them kind of people. But to me, you know, he went to a pig pen mentality.
are you trying to squash his beef, or are you just saying, like, so again, your big homie of sorts steps in and says, don't say nothing. But he's going on tour selling a book and he's saying something. How do you feel about that? Go ahead, John. Take it first.
I mean, I personally think that Jay Prince is on the payroll. He's on the Drake payroll, and you know Drake needs some clout in that area, so it helps him out a little bit. But I think he should mind his business, let them do what they do.
Right.
I just think Drake honestly don't want that smoke. That's what it is. And so he reached out, even though supposedly Jay Prince is the one who came up with this. I don't see where Jay Prince is like, oh, this is bad for business, unless he has money involved here. I don't get how he thinks bad business.
Well, that's the thing. It's not that Jay Prince is on Drake's payroll. The rumor is, and I can't confirm it because I'm not in the industry, but the rumor is that Jay Prince is like the muscle of sorts for like a lot of Drake's industry movement and things. So it's the other way around. He's kind of like Drake's kind of on his payroll. I mean, yeah, Drake's on his payroll. Jay Prince gets a lot of things done. I don't want to be a snitch.
But I assume he gets. I could have swore he got it done. I knew that, but I thought he got it done because he's on Drake's payroll. Like Drake's paying him, like, hey, I need this done.
Well, yeah, right. Yeah, Drake's paying. And again, I don't even know if you can say it's a payroll thing.
Yeah.
It could be a just give me that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those. It's kind of the same way that we got a lot of fake bloods in the industry now. You know, everybody's gang affiliate of some sorts. But Jay Prince is more of the old school. He never was really a gang banger. He was a mobster of himself, you know, in the sense of the word, not the mobsters in the movies, but the mobster of, you know, I do business, mind your business, I handle business, things get done, but I'm gonna need 10%. And there's no contract, there's no you get to say no, this is what's happening.
Yep.
So that's kind of the school that he's from. And go ahead, Jared, before I make my point, go ahead. How do you feel about that?
Nah, I was waiting for you to make your point.
I mean, to me, the way I look at it, and I always follow the money in any story that's in the news. So to me, I think the whole Adidon Adidas rollout was affected by this.
Oh, yeah.
And Jay Prince stepped in because that's messing with his money.
Yep.
Because, again, any moves that Drake, and again, I cannot confirm this. You know what I'm saying? I know some people that know certain things, but even that can still be he say, she say, what have you. But from what has been said and what's seen, and from what I've heard from certain people, a lot of moves that Drake make, Jay Prince has always been a part of, whether he's a silent partner, shaking them down, whatever. So this Adidas deal, it's in his best interest as well. He's a shareholder of some sorts, you know, a stockholder of Drake's business ventures. So this business venture, and this is bigger than just, because a lot of people are focused on, and we're going to get into that as well, oh, Pusha T went too far, he talked about his dad, talked about the kid, he talked about 40, but Jay Prince and other shareholders were like, whoa, He's talking about our business. You know what I mean? I got to get in there because it's just, again, just what happens now. Jay Prince is promoting his book. You know what I mean? And coincidentally, he's on a whole tour. He was on Breakfast Club, Sway in the Morning. He's been everywhere. Any radio publication. He was even on Deezus and Mero. Yeah. So he's putting it out there. I stopped it. I talked to Drake, told him not to say nothing. I called Kanye, told him what could have happened, because he's even saying, I heard Drake's reply, and it would have been career ending. Who didn't want to hear that?
It would have been spooky.
Yeah. So what's your take on it, Jared?
I don't think Queen Rose sound that good.
What you got, Jared?
It's like a big worm. You messing with my money,
Right.
homie.
Right.
So it's he has vested interest in Drake and everything that Drake does, which he's a moneymaker. You know, like it's the fact that even just the Meek thing talking about homie pissed on
You let Tip Homie piss on you in a movie.
All right, you can pause it from there.
Yeah.
But even talking about that,
Say that little episode.
like everybody, and that shit just happened. It came and went. Nobody thought it twice about it. Drake was still selling records, still selling money. So it's like Drake can take an L. Music, in terms of a battle.
Oh yeah.
Like, especially in this push, that he took a mean L, but he doesn't take an L financially. And
Right.
he just keeps rolling. And it's like, anybody else would have had like a rap beef, whatever, like LL Cannabis. Cannabis career is over. You never heard anything from the man again.
Right.
Drake is like, he took, yeah, he did whatever his team was that kind of did bury Meek a little bit, but Meek had a good response. He had a great response.
Oh yeah.
Pusha had a better response.
Absolutely.
But
Pusha was prepared. Pusha was prepared.
very prepared.
That was the
He
difference.
did his homework, midterms and final.
Meek sent out tweets.
Right.
And I guess he didn't think Drake was going to respond to the tweets because he's like, I'm just tweeting some stuff. And so then when Drake responded, Meek was on tour.
Right.
So, he was not really prepared to go to war. Pusha T was ready for war.
Yes, he was.
It was on his album. He didn't leak this before. You know what I'm saying? He had this with his 7 songs that came out, and we don't know for sure because a lot of people, again, we're gonna go a little deep into the songs in a little while, but a lot of people saying, because Drake said his fiance, that's what opened the floodgates for him to go in depth on all his personal stuff. Right. We don't know. He might have just had this ready. Anyway.
I think he was baiting him. I think he was like, all right, I'll show a little leg, and the minute you go for it, bang.
Right.
He was ready for it.
But he was prepared either way. Like, even if he didn't have this song made, he was prepared for the response.
The problem is also, though, is like that our hip hop generation. So like, I look at like one of the first things that I used to get mad at was, and I've kind of overcame it, and like I fuck with Rick Ross now. Some of his albums are pretty good, but like even when Rick Ross, like when he first made it big, he was a correction officer. Like before, like it was all, and old hip hop, 90s hip hop that wouldn't have survived. His career would have been buried.
That's another thing that got swept under the rug.
Same thing. So Drake's back to back was hard. Like the trigger finger to Twitter fingers, awesome line. The memes were funny, but once it went out that you got pissed on, slapped by Diddy first of all, who's known as a feminine person in general, but slapped by Diddy, and then you got pissed on in 90s hip hop, the era I grew up in. It went over. It would have been done.
You let Tip Homie piss on you in a movie.
No bars. That could have been the only line in the entire song, and that would have been career ending for you. And then but nowadays that's okay.
That's what I was like. Wait, what happened? I was just like, he did what now?
That was a showstopper. That was
and it was confirmed. It wasn't just Meek throwing out
some random shit.
People were like, industry people were like, we didn't think he was gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, yeah, that happened. You let Tip's homie piss on
his career kept rolling.
And Drake's career.
This is the first time that he's actually taken a hit.
Right.
And
at least that from what we think.
Right.
But it took a hit only because he attacked right at the right moment. Like Meek didn't attack at a moment where Drake had a deal with Adidas going on.
And we got to think about this too. There's a lot of factors in it. That's why we're talking about this, because a lot of people are looking at it like, oh, it's gossip. That Pusha T was spewing out, and it's not. This is deeper than rap. Yeah. You know what I mean? And we got to look at all the factors. When Meek and Drake were going at it, Meek was dating Nicki Minaj.
Well,
She could have been, you know, who's to say Jay Prince didn't have her slow your man down or, hold him
his
back,
progress.
right? Make him distract him from, saying. So by the time this song came out, and it was so much that he was on tour, she's, she's with him, and she has a relationship with both guys.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
Drake
saying?
has an affinity exception.
And call me a conspiracy theorist, or whatever. But it's like that factors into my thought process of what went on in that beat.
It wasn't a good look for Milk.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things, and like you said too, stuff gets swept under the rug. He got pissed on by T.I.'s man. Play it back. No, I'm trying. And a lot of people knew about it. So we got to always look back to, yes, Drake is half black, half white, but we got to also remember his white side is Jewish. I don't want to say too much because they're going to block me before I get famous on the channel and the show, but that plays a big deal in any business dealings and money being made. So his bloodline is connected off the rip. You know what I'm saying? So this is not even surprising that things can get swept under the rug or any celebrities involved. Because that was I forgot when T.I.'s man pissed on him. It was a movie premiere for something. Was it ATL?
I think it was ATL.
For T.I.'s ATL. So there's mad people there, there's suits and ties there and stuff as well. So they could have been on some NDAs. You know what I'm saying? Meek probably wasn't there. He heard it, so he wasn't aware like you can't say that. You know what I mean? But he put it out there, and they were like, "Oops, he don't want to say that." You know what I'm saying? This time around, Pusha T, because he's got affiliation with Kanye and Adidas, he knows the information. He put out there. So again, it's like a lot of powers got to step in to protect their interest in Drake. You know what I mean? So,
all I know was that there was a dick out facing him, to the side of him, behind him, and it peed on him. And everyone's okay with it. That's all I know.
That's all. I mean, but even with Meek disclosing that information, he never got sued for it or even attempted sued. That is the rumor that Drake, the guy that took the photo, and is also being co-signed by Drake or encouraged by Drake and his team to sue Pusha T for $5 million.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I mean, like, if that rumor is true, then you go from not even just stopping the music, rap battle. You go from doing that to starting a whole little Bill Clinton type, I apologize kind of type thing. To even go into a lawsuit, like, dude, this was music.
Yeah.
Like, say your best stuff. Like Pusha said, you can't hurt me for anything you say. Like, my whole business is out there.
Right, and that's the thing. It's like, I mean, at best, Drake could have hit him with the B Rabbit. This guy's a gangster. His real name's Terrence. Right. And Terrence's parents have a real nice marriage. And it'll still be on some okay. Because he's not admitting to be gangster. He's saying he sold drugs, and again, he did. That's been confirmed that he did. It obviously not keys and keys. Right. But he did. And even his own brother said, because I think Malice, like a military. He went away and he found out that his little brother was hanging out with his cousins in the Bronx. Right. Moving, so I won't say moving weight because that's not a lot. But so he was hand in hand. He might have been a corner boy. He might have been whatever. But he did sell drugs. Right. You know what I'm saying? So him saying, and even it's funny because even when he was like, you was never Sosa, you wasn't Scarface, whatever. So when the story of Adidon starts, drug dealing aside, ghostwriting aside. So about the other skeletons in your closet, because you got a lot more. You got nothing on me. At best, you can talk about my fiance and us being in a relationship for a certain amount of years and marriage or whatever, what have you, because it's obvious you got an issue with relationships. Let's talk about that. Your relationship. With your baby mama, with your daddy, with your baby mama. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
hell, with your own son.
And that's why I feel like a lot of people were saying, oh, it came off as gossip. It wasn't, but he still flipped it lyrically. Yeah, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he still flipped. And another thing I wanted to get on with you guys, was people saying that he went too far with mainly talking about 40, Drake's producer, with the so his rebuttal. So Drake called Pusha T old because he said he's older than Kanye, which is only by a month. They're both the same age right now. Happy belated birthday to both of y'all, I guess. And Pusha's reply was, if I, I'm only dated by the classics that I have, what I'm saying, albums that I released. But your man's bent over like he 80 years old. He looking like he older than me. Then he hit him with the, tick, tick, tick. How much time you got? Your man got sick. So again, flipped it. I thought it was amusing. I thought it was witty. Jared, what do you think? Was it too far?
No, all cards are on the deck right now. Like you using everything. Like I'm trying to end your career now.
Right.
Like you try to come for me. Oh, I'm really coming at you.
Right.
You and your whole crew. Because I don't know who's writing for you.
Right.
I'm going to body you, your mama, everybody going to get it.
Right.
Like so, it was. I'll say it's too far. Like even the Jay and Nas thing, they were saying things that was happening in their personal life, about, I know you weren't going into the project like that, So that's no different than being personal life too. Like, do you really? But the only thing is, like, he really had his homework done. He really had.
So your mama
he really
never
had
married.
things.
Your daddy left when you was 5.
Right.
Your baby mama now, she don't like you.
The thing is that like we're in the easily offended generation.
Yes,
because I was having this conversation. I forgot it might have been you. I was having a conversation about. I was talking about like if Tupac released "Hit 'Em Up" today.
Oh yeah, he was.
All people would say is, well, he talked about his
God, I
weight. He
fucked
called
your
him
bitch.
fat. Oh, he called him fat. That's offensive. You can't you can't do that. Instead of the actual this is rap is raw. It's what you expect.
Right.
Like it's no whole ball. Like,
Right.
And it wasn't that bad of a shot. It could have been way worse. It'd been.
It could've.
Like, I matter of fact, I talked last time on the podcast. Like Pac was like he talked about like Prodigy's sickle cell or whatever.
Right.
So, like,
Sickle cell or something? Right.
Yeah.
Going back to the 80s, KRS-One said Roxanne Shante is only good for steady fucking. She was like 15.
Yeah.
He called her a hoe.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other. He's saying she's only good for sex. Like,
Yeah.
so you good for? You know what I mean? So when we talk
it's a
about
hard line too.
it's a hard. It was
only good
it was
for
a hard
steady
line.
crow.
right. You know what I mean? So, Cannabis spoke about LL's kid. He said, "I'm gonna, take the Vanguard Award and rip in front of your moms, your grandma." Like he's and again, you can say what's disrespectful, what's not, because he didn't say I'm gonna do something to them. He said I'm gonna do it in front of them.
Right.
But you can't tell me how to feel about you mentioning my family.
My exactly. That's
Same thing with
it.
Pusha T. Just mentioning my fiance. You don't know. Some men may have a close relationship to their girl than they do have to their mom. So you can't tell someone how to feel about what's said. So people say, "Oh, he just mentioned her. He said her name. He didn't say." That might be the trigger.
Still ran your mouth.
That's all he needed to
Keep
hear.
them out your mouth.
Don't talk about my fiance. Like, that's my queen right now. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that, I don't know the man. I don't know the relationship with his mom. But it might be on some, this woman changed my life and da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
she's my queen. Don't say her name. And he said her name.
Right.
Don't put that, because I didn't know he was engaged. So again, that opened up a can of worms. So he like, okay,
Because I guarantee you.
let's talk about who you made your Beyonce.
I guarantee you, if somebody would say, if someone would say, mention anything about Sensei 10, that Joe Budden would kill him. He will lyrically rip them apart.
Yes.
Somebody mentioned since Joe
Bring him
start
out of
rapping.
retirement. Get him out of retirement.
We need Joe to start rapping again.
We definitely we need the balls back from Joe. So yeah, somebody.
But it's like you say a name, you say a name about a certain person's family, whatever kind of relationship they have with them. It's like, hold the fuck up now.
Look at John Wick.
Yeah, his
The
dog.
dog.
The dog.
And the tie the dog meant to his wife that died. But the trigger was the dog. Like, people make jokes about that all the time. Yo, he did all that for his dog. He loved that dog. That was the last connection he had, to his wife.
Yep.
You don't know what a man's trigger is.
Yep.
It could be his dog, his cat, favorite hat. It could be whatever. So you there's no telling what it is. So you can't tell one man, oh, you went too far. It's like he started it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I'm retaliating.
But nobody wants to say that Drake started it. Because
Right.
they all want to. They just want. It's just like I always say this: LeBron fans and Drake fans are the same. It don't matter how bad you could be.
Yeah.
You will still defend you to the end.
Yeah.
Like Drake, even after Pusha did all this and said all this, I guarantee you, Drake will still sell. He's going to still
still
sell.
regardless.
Well, he's still going to sell.
He's still gonna sell more than Pusha.
Because
He's gonna sell more than
Nice for
everybody
What and God's Plan are already streamed over 1 billion times.
Right.
So that's going to
But even his new music is gonna-
right.
it's
and people
always-
are gonna
it's
listen
always
to
gonna
it.
make more money
I mean,
than
people. Kanye's #1 right now. People listen to him still, even when he said before. R. Kelly's streams went up on Spotify when he got pulled from the playlist. So. Controversy will always sell either way. Adidas is nervous about their rollout though, because that's something new. And whenever we hear the name Adidon, our brains are going to think about blackface. You know what I mean? So they're a little nervous because that's a different market. You know what I mean? But the music is just automatic, and people don't get the way streaming works. They don't think that. Oh, I'm just gonna listen to it here. I pay my Spotify subscription like that, but that goes
still counts.
You know what I'm saying? So people think like remember we had the conversation before about you doing fantasy football and stuff because you was like you wasn't supporting NFL, but even doing fantasy, they get a kickback from just sponsorships and so there's always a link and connection to certain things. So
I mean, I honestly though, to be honest, with the way generation is nowadays, I honestly don't think these is really gonna affect this. I still think Drake shit sells out when it launches.
It might. You're right.
I don't think it get affected. I mean, it is what it is, but I don't think it gets affected. I think it's gonna sell out regardless.
Right. But comment below, let us know what y'all think about it. I mean, we all agree Pusha T won.
Absolutely.
We all agree he did not go too far. But you may not, so give us your point of view, and maybe we can.
I'd love to correct you.
Shed some light on us, because I watch battle rap, so
they go really in.
Them dudes talk about dead family members. They talk about everything. So there's no.
More importantly, he got pissed on. No one cared.
Yeah.
Like no that's nobody cared.
I mean that's violation.
Like
violation.
Yeah.
And nothing happened. Because you're not a gangster.
Like,
I just hear it again. Sorry.
I remember you go to Commodore in Marcy, or if you go to like Ridgewood Theater back when it was still open, like a dude threw a juju bee at you.
You was
on a poppet. You was fighting.
You was fighting. Yeah.
This dude got pissed on. He probably sit there and watch the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Like you got too much.
He's like, come on,
smelling
man.
like pee.
On the YSL? Come on.
Come on, guys. This is not funny, guys. But I mean, since Jared, you brought up LeBron, the NBA Finals have just ended.
It was short. It felt short. It wasn't short.
It was very short. 4 games.
Hey, everybody had a trip to Cancun coming. That's what.
Yeah, 4 games. We out of here. 4-0 sweep.
The second of us.
Congratulations to the Golden State Warriors again. Two-time back-to-back champ. Three times in 4 years. Yep. Shout out to Kevin Durant for back-to-back MVP, Finals MVP trophy.
I think Steph. I mean, I definitely think Steph could have been at least a co-MVP.
Right.
At least co.
And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, where do we start with that?
Where's the broom?
Let's get the dust off the floor real quick. Yeah, and they quit. I mean, I didn't see the game last night. I watched a little bit of it briefly today. They gave up. They tapped out early in the game. Yep. It was like they didn't want no parts of it anymore. They was like, "Yeah, why are we even here? We can't beat us."
Didn't they tap at their crib?
It was in Cleveland.
Yeah, they tapped at their crib.
It was in Cleveland, in front of the Cleveland crowd.
That's how they went out. Traffic going home.
Right,
it was like,
right. It's about beating the traffic. Like, but nah, y'all still gotta change y'all clothes. The fans going, you know what I mean? Like, if the fans are still here, you should put on a show. That's how I feel. Last game of the season, go out with a bang. I mean, LeBron dapped up everybody before he left. He
was like the last.
He checked out with like 5 minutes left in the game. He dapped everybody on the court, his teammates, including the Golden State Warriors. Then he went to the bench.
No, actually, he dapped more of the Golden State Warriors before he dapped his own people.
He was on some put me down with your team. Remember y'all next year.
Rodney Hood was like, "Hey, bro, you gonna get me?"
Call me. But then he went through his whole, he went through his coaching staff, his roster. He said he dapped up everybody. The crowd stood up and clapped, chanted MVP for him. He is their MVP.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He did put in work. Like I'm not gonna just trash him like he did nothing. He put in work.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
Have you seen the broken hand thing though?
That's the.
I was gonna go there. So
come on.
First,
It's always an excuse, dog.
Again, I wasn't watching the game, but I got an ESPN alert that said he played the last 3 games with a fractured hand because he smacked the board after game 1.
Which is so child selfish of a superstar he is. Right?
So flashback to game 1. We all remember George Hill missed the free throw. Cause I like to forget that part. George Hill missed the free throw.
That's one.
He made the first free throw to tie the game up, Then he missed the second free throw. The game is tied. 4 seconds left in the game. J.R. Smith gets the rebound, and J.R. is unaware of the score or what have you. His mind's in,
That doesn't even
on another planet.
Thinking about bitches.
he runs out majority of the clock, kicks it to somebody in the corner. They go to overtime. LeBron spazzes on J.R. LeBron spazzes on the bench.
You forget one key point though.
What?
There was a damn timeout left.
It was a timeout left that even LeBron apparently didn't know, because on the bench he asked Tyronn Lue,
Do we have a timeout?
Did we have a timeout left?
And Ty's like, yeah, we did.
J.R. Smith said we had one left. Tyronn Lue's like, yeah, we had one. And then LeBron went into his tantrum and spazzed out.
Hands in pants.
So yeah, right. So was he unaware that there was timeout left? Because everybody could have called one. The coach can call a timeout. All the players on the court can call a timeout.
And then the word later on was, when JR got near got almost near midcourt, that's on LeBron and
Right.
Coach Lue were trying to
Signal
call a
to-
timeout.
right.
But at the same time, it was like, really? Everybody looks at LeBron, so I guarantee you LeBron would have called a timeout. They'd be like, okay, yeah,
Right.
you're right, Mr. James.
I liked because Iman Shumpert was on the Breakfast Club this week, and he used to play with JR on the Knicks and Cleveland. And his explanation, did you guys see that interview?
No, I didn't know that he was in.
That was the only time JR tried to do the right thing. Seriously. There's so many times JR got criticized his whole career for being what makes him special. JR gets in no business situations, in no business angles, and makes shots. That's what you come to see. For us to throw the ball to JR, it'd be 2 seconds on the shot clock. Y'all played perfect defense, and then he dropped y'all off. And then he looked in the crowd and said something crazy. JR got that ball and started thinking.
Lord have mercy.
We've never, but how many times have you seen JR
That's
with a
real.
thinking face in the middle of the game? He was unaggressive and he was thinking. And he shouldn't have been thinking, but he was thinking so that nobody would talk about him. And now everybody's talking about him.
So what do y'all think? Does that make sense, or is Shump bailing his man now?
No,
or?
it does make sense. It's possible that J.R. Smith was like, let me not do a J.R. Smith move in this
Right.
moment. But it still gave us great memes.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of memes.
That's what I meant.
Nothing beat that video.
Hill misses. Rebound goes to the Cavs. J.R. Smith.
Of him
Oh, yeah. Run
dribbling and then going to the liquor store, bottle Henny. He got the Henny and LeBron like, where you going? He's like, got the Henny. Nothing beat that. Nothing beat that.
But continue on. So that was
So that was
second
the end
thing.
of OT. They on the bench. Now what happened?
No, then the regulation.
Right, I mean in the regulation. Excuse me. The end of regulation, they're on the bench. That happens. Oh, we had a timeout left. Yada yada yada. If anybody that watches sports know, especially specifically in basketball, overtime gives you 5 more minutes with a tied ball game. The game is not over. As the leader of the team, the only person clapping on the sideline was Kyle Korver. He's the only one like, all right, fellas, we got 5 minutes. Let's be motivating.
And he's not the only veteran presence on that team.
No, they
You
have
got
a
Kendrick
guy
Perkins.
named LeBron James,
Yeah, who's
who was
supposed to be
considered
the
the
guy.
greatest in the world,
The GOAT,
who's told to make his teammates better.
Yep.
And he went
There was no
over
fire.
4. He went
There was
over
no
4
fire.
in
Oh no,
in
he had
OT.
fire at everybody else.
Yeah, right. LeBron went over 4 in OT, and they lost. I mean, no more to say about that. And it seemed like that loss depleted the team.
He checked out after that game.
Yeah, and so now we find out he punched or smacked the board, and he fractured his hand. So he was basically playing games 2, 3, and 4 with a fractured hand.
But yet, I still averaged 35.
So do we care about the fractured hand?
I don't. So there's either 2 things. So like I look at it like football, different sport. But my man Brett Favre, Jesus Christ in football, he brought the terrible Jets to the playoffs with a broken forearm, and he needs that for his thing. And he didn't mention it. He never brought it up, and he never mentioned it. It came out months later, like the next day, like hours later. Like his hand, was,
Right.
Like, bro, if your hand was that bad, then you should have sat out and then take the loss for that. We lost because I sat out. But you decided to play. You put up pretty good fucking numbers. So, I mean, come on, man. It just wasn't meant to be. It was going to happen against the Warriors. It just wasn't going to happen. I didn't think we were going to get swept. I thought y'all were going to win game 3 at home and then get your ass whipped. I didn't think you were going to get swept, but y'all got swept. It's bananas. All LeBron fans, I know they're gonna go crazy, they're gonna go bananas. To me, this hurts his legacy. Just like a lot of other things hurt his legacy. The first time getting swept.
don't
I mean,
see it like that.
not fully against him. First time getting swept,
It's not his first time getting swept.
and then
It's not
no,
his
that's
first
what I'm saying. Not his
Oh,
first. Time.
okay,
But I'm
yeah.
talking his first time getting swept. He was still kind of new. Okay, fine. Now it's the second time getting swept. Remember when Jordan got swept?
In the finals?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
never happened.
Yeah.
Never happened.
So and then
First round maybe, but
And
right,
then
first
He was an
round.
eighth seed
When
and
he
he was
was
one
back
seed
in the
and he was young and
Yeah.
And then, as we were talking about yesterday, like even my favorite player of all time, even AI with really no team, not like his supposed no
Eric
team.
Snow.
Aaron McKee.
AI had no
Larry
team.
Hughes.
He had no team, and he still got a game in on the Lakers. The
In overtime.
monsters that were the Lakers.
In OT.
Still got one game.
He still got one
He
game.
got the step back jumper over Teron Lue and then stepped over Teron Lue.
Because Lou was feeling himself. He
yeah.
was like,
I'ma
I'm
guard
cooking
him.
him. I'm cooking him.
And then
Yeah.
physically, AI was no LeBron James as far as
He's
physics.
half
I
the
think.
size of him.
Like
he's
He's
listed
not even
as
half.
6 feet.
He's not even half the size of Kobe Bryant.
Right, he's listed as 6 feet, which most people say he's not even that tall. And I think he was like, what, 160 pounds, they say?
170, but he was
Yeah.
still listed up on.
so, I mean,
We all weigh more than him. Like,
I feel like I feel like all LeBron,
Tuck
like
that.
you gotta be real. Like listen, shit happens. Your man's
Like a
not
tummy tuck?
as high as you thought. Like he's not up there, and I feel like you just take it where it is.
Yeah.
And also the other thing I heard, I was telling my boys, and like a lot of shit I'm hearing is, oh well, it's not fair with the Warriors. It's super. This is a super team. It's bullshit. In my opinion, LeBron created the super team that we have now. If LeBron wouldn't have left Cleveland to go join Dwayne Wade's team, that was his team, and then you had the T-Rex Chris Bosh come by. Once that happened, that created super team. That was the first one that I remember of a super
Wonderful
team.
teabagger.
Not where someone got built. Like Pippen got built. You know, Kukoc was nice, Kerr was nice, but they got built. They weren't superstars from the get. James was a superstar. Dwayne Wade already had a chip with Shaq. And he was a superstar,
was, what,
and Bosh
05?
was nice. Like,
Something like that, yeah.
like so you had you were already a team. You started the superstar shit.
and they brought in Jesus Shuttleworth.
Yeah.
Brought in Ray Allen.
And so other teams started doing it. And so now you can't complain that it's not working in your favor, that the Warriors have a super team and they're killing it. One, I don't mind because one, they're Warriors, and like, except for the bandwagon fans, unless you're from the Bay, you're not a Warrior fan.
Right.
So I don't have to worry about any of my friends talking shit. And then two, they what was that, the third ring in franchise history or something like that?
Fourth. I think they did get one before
They
this.
got two back
They had two
in,
before?
in the
Yeah.
70s.
Right. I knew they did one before, but yeah.
So I mean, you know,
It's been a while.
to me, it's not that big of a deal. I like Curry. I'm happy to see Durant get a ring. I'm not a hater on that. I'm not a LeBron hater. I just think that the LeBron fans who make him this godlike image are what make me a LeBron hater. 'Cause I admit the guy, he's a talented basketball player. He's an amazing player. Probably the most physically gifted player right now in the
Physically
league.
gifted. Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely agree.
Not mentally.
But he doesn't have he doesn't have all for the basketball when he's all on the line. He's no Jordan. Again, AI is my favorite of all time, but Jordan is the greatest player of all time, and he is no Jordan. Jordan was a leader of his team. He made sure his team did what they had to do. Like there was a lot to it. It
Punch
wasn't
Steve
just
Kerr in
like-
the face.
Yes, he did.
But he punched Steve Kerr in the face in practice.
Yep.
He didn't reprimand him on the court. He punched him in the face during practice. So even that came out as gossip or rumor, speculation, but it was confirmed. I think Kerr actually confirmed it a couple years ago too. Like, yeah,
did.
yeah.
But he
He didn't get pissed on though.
he was
He made that shot though.
he was a real leader.
You let Tip Homie piss on you in a movie theater, nigga.
Yeah, that did happen. But
But Jordan was a real leader. Like, so to
Right.
me, this hurts his
was.
legacy. So besides him having to go to the Dwayne Wade's team, besides him getting swept before, besides him getting swept again, you know what I mean? It hurts his legacy. You could say what you want, but it does hurt his legacy.
absolutely.
And who knows where he's gonna go? I hear a lot of rumors. I think he's gonna go to the Rockets personally. That's a super team.
Can you remember a player in NBA history? Every summer, the conversation is where they're going next.
Other than him? No.
It wasn't a thing.
Like, why is this such a like?
I remember people were mad, including myself, when Karl Malone left
yeah.
to go to the Lakers just to
Yeah.
get a ring.
Yeah.
But I understood it. Like, yo, he's at the end of his career.
end
He
of
wants
his-
to get a ring.
was the respectable
Same
route.
thing with the
Right.
glove.
Gary-
When
right.
Gary Payton did it, I was like,
Right.
all right, I understand you want to get a
That
ring.
was the
Like,
respectable
I got it. LeBron James has no excuse to be chasing a ring. He needs to build a team and have a team built around, or go to a team that's steady. And again, in my opinion, I don't know what happened. I wasn't in the locker room. I wasn't there. But he had a respectable team last year. He had Kyrie Irving, who was he's a great player.
A top
So
player.
there's no excuse. Like,
Well, Kyrie didn't want to be there no more. A lot of
Kyrie
things,
was
and
like-
Jr. even quoted this. It was I'm paraphrasing, but he said when you play on a team with LeBron, when you win, he kind of gets all the credit, and when you lose, everybody looks at you. You know what I'm saying? So, and the narrative of he has no help, you're belittling his teammates.
Yep.
Kevin Love is an all-star. JR's been in the
He
league
was
for a lot of
averaging
years and
20
has
and
been
12.
coveted player. Kyle Korver's one of the best shooters in the history of the game. And when you say he has no help, you're demeaning every other guy on that team. And so just imagine, Kyrie would have been there, and if he gets hurt or he loses, they'd have been saying the same thing. And he's like, well, then I got to go somewhere else. I got to get from under his shadow, because the shadow of his greatness makes you just be another guy. You know what I'm saying?
if Bron goes somewhere though, I'm up for it.
No. Just a quick question. Who won the championship for Cleveland? LeBron or Kyrie that year?
Well, you can say the one play, the three that Kyrie hit over Steph, definitely was huge. Huge. But I mean, there's so many factors into it. Iguodala was hurt, Steph was hurt, Draymond missed games.
I got suspended.
There's a lot of factors in it, right? So, but the game-winning shot was definitely hit by Kyrie.
And Kyrie was cooking Steph Curry.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
entire finals.
And when before that shot was hit, it was a good minute or two stretch where nobody was hitting any shots.
Yep.
Kyrie said, "I got this," and he made the shot. To hit, so yeah, you can definitely say
Kyrie was
same thing
final
against San Antonio. Ray Allen hit the game 6 game-winning shot to force the game 7, which Tim Duncan was burnt out.
Yep.
Ginobili, all of them were tired. They no-showed. Ginobili had like 100 turnovers. You know what I mean? So definitely that game 6 shot that Ray Allen hit saved him. So you can definitely pinpoint a play in the history of the championships, and rarely is it his play. Not to knock him. He's hit game winners against Toronto. He's hit game winners against Indiana.
Orlando.
He's hit game winners against right. So they're never in the finals, and that's always been my issue with. And it's not to put an asterisk on his greatness, but we're talking stats. You got to look at who he's playing against in the Eastern Conference and how he fares when he plays against someone in the Western Conference. You can look at the teams and see the competition is better in the Western Conference.
Which is why we go to the East, because
Yeah, which is why when the league was pushing for just going 1 through 16, not doing East and West anymore, just going top records 1 through 16, LeBron was big advocate. No, leave it the way it is. Don't change it, because it works in his favor. He's the only superstar in the Eastern Conference. I think they did like a top 10 ranking, and he's like number 1. And out of the next 2 through
Everybody's
10,
in the West.
it's only like 1 or 2 more guys, from the Eastern Conference. I think one was Kyrie, who got injured, and the other was like DeMar DeRozan, who really
He's a star.
right.
He's not a
They're
superstar.
putting potential. He's getting bonus points off potential, but he's not
He's been the
leading
same
that
player
team, and they got swept. You know what I mean? So
With a healthy Kyle Lowry.
but when you're looking at Steph, when you're looking at KD, you're looking at Westbrook, you're looking at Harden, you're looking at these guys, you don't see an equal to that in the Eastern Conference. You know what I'm saying? So him running through the East, to me it speaks more to the league itself. And I'm not when I bring that up, I'm not knocking LeBron. People are like, oh, is that his fault? I'm not pointing a finger or putting blame on him. I'm saying, and it's something the league has to figure out. They got to do a fantasy draft and blow it up and spread the talent out. But right now, the talent is
But
tilted
I do
to
think
one
that says
way.
a lot. I do think that says a lot, though. I think showing the other foot. I think if the Warriors or Houston had played the playoff teams that Cavs played, and vice versa, I think the Cavs would have eliminated first, second round.
Yeah.
They almost would have taken out by Boston.
I think if you put
He should've got eliminated against Indiana.
If you put Cleveland in the Western Conference playoffs, they're done first round. And again, it's hypothetical thinking. We can't say for
Yeah,
sure.
of course. It's a pretty good game.
But we all knew the Golden State Houston series was the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let's just run her up. Finals.
Yeah, it was. I think Houston would have probably done the same to Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? Especially with a healthy CP3. You know what I mean? I don't know, Jared. What's your feelings on this?
You know it's going to go a little bit, right? It's going to probably be a 5-minute rant.
Okay,
I'm going to try to make it a
I'll
5-minute rant.
cut it out, but go ahead. Here you
I'm
been.
trying to make it less than 5, though.
Take a little break.
Yeah.
And now Jared's rant.
Hello, boys and girls. Now, where did I even start? So,
You let Tip homie piss me.
maybe LeBron's homie did let Tip piss him too. I don't know. Number one.
Okay, number one. We got bullet points.
Number one.
Okay.
LeBron checked out in game 1. I don't care if you had. And I could tell LeBron was a big wrestling fan because to pull out the hand brace at the end of it all. When you had game 2, we had game 1, 2, 3. You had no hand brace. Now game 4 is over. Oh, you know what? Oh, I gotta put this.
Oh yeah,
on
the
real
post.
quick.
Yeah, he wore it.
You showed me what was the last week when he had the interview and he was like, "You do better." His hand, he was carrying his bag over that. His hand looked perfectly fine.
His man purse.
Yeah, you know his purse. You know his hand.
Man purse. I don't. It ain't a purse. It's a man purse.
It's a damn purse. Period.
It's a purse.
But
Man, Jordan was dying from the flu. Was dying.
from
Played-
down from the
played
flu,
damn near the whole
and he
game.
still played the entire game.
Because
He
Scottie
still
Pippen
played.
couldn't do it. I just like to remind you of that. A lot of people like to say, "Oh, but he had Scottie." Well, what did Scottie do when
But you know
when
what?
Michael had the flu? He
Even-
held him up. That's what he did.
And even in that game,
Yeah.
because shout out to Skip, the Skip Bayless for this one because he actually reminded me.
Skip.
He reminded me on this during that final seconds. Pippen was wide open for a 3, and Jordan was like, "I ain't giving you the ball. If we gonna win or lose, it's gonna be on me." That is what a star does. A star says it's on me. And they were down in Utah, and he hit that over. Granted, you could say he pushed whatever. Hell, there was also hand checking up back in that time.
But you also got to think about it.
Like Brian Russell was
right.
Scottie was wide open because they didn't trust his shot.
And Jordan said, "If we're gonna lose, we're gonna lose on me." And that's what a star does. LeBron is like, "Here you go."
Right.
And I get, yes, you want to get your teammates involved, but at the same time, in the biggest moments, you don't shine.
Right.
When it was game 3 against Kevin Durant, who had 43 that game,
Yeah, I think so.
or 44, something like that.
Yeah.
You can visibly see, and it's all over YouTube, all over Facebook. It was a soft switch, and said, "Ronnie Hood, you got KD now." How do you do that? And it was what it was. Cleveland was only down by like 2 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, 2 or 3. Yeah.
And you don't guard the man who had 40 at that time. He is scorching them. You're supposed to be the best player on that team. You don't take the defensive challenge.
You know what it is when you're on a block playing ball with your boys and dude who's next, you like, yo, go. You don't be the highlight. You
Right.
Go ahead.
But at the same
You
time,
got
it's
that.
like, but if you're the star, you're supposed to be the greatest. Jordan, and it's always going to go between Jordan and LeBron at this point, but Jordan had big steals. He stole the ball from Karl Malone. And that's what set him up to get into that position. Like, you take on the big assignments. Jordan was guarding Gary Payton at a time when Pippen was a really good defender, and Jordan's like, "No, I want Gary. I want that
Pippen
assignment."
had back problems. People like to forget that too. Pippen had back
know,
issues. His whole for
That's what I'm
majority of his
saying. Like,
career.
he wasn't like, BJ, you got that, or Steve Kerr, you got no. I got GP. You take on that big assignment.
Right.
If he hits a shot over you, so be it. God bless it.
Right.
But you don't even challenge. You don't even try to challenge.
Right.
You let a little person try to guard that man who had no chance to guard a KD.
Who didn't even play the first 2 games, and like majority of they benched him he had like one bad game I think in the first and second round, and then they stopped playing him. Then they finally put him in like game 3 to get him a chance, and
He's fresh,
and he put up some buckets.
He's fresh. You have LeBron. LeBron doesn't even step in the biggest moments, and yes, he can have a good. He can put up points. 51 points game 1, right? Something like that. Most points in a loss. in the finals.
Well, he's there because he's one of 6 people that makes 50 points in the finals.
person to lose.
But the only one to lose. Yeah.
But so and
Records.
I always hate hearing, oh, he has no help. They had 100 center points that game, right? So you trying to tell me out of 51 out of 100 center points, he had no help? That means nobody was doing anything else. Kevin Love averaged a 20-12, and everybody want to say, oh, he's. I had a Facebook beef this earlier today. Talking about, if LeBron stays, first thing they gotta do, you gotta get Kevin Love's soft ass out of here. I said, oh, the person who averaged 20 and 12 though, right? Yeah, but he don't play defense. I said, so LeBron play defense? I'm sorry, like LeBron is only really good for chase down blocks. He doesn't do much other than just say, nah, I switch. You got that. Like he doesn't do much defensively. He doesn't get up in somebody's grill and guard somebody. Now, yes, physically he is imposing. He is probably one of the most talented people of his size to play basketball, but mentally he is weak. He is nobody in that position, no superstar in that position should ever let their team quit like that. He quit on game 1. Like, if it's overtime and you sulking like a kid, who got his damn lunch money took already, my nigga, you still have, the game is to win 4. You didn't lose 4 games in one game, or he did lose 4 games in one game because he quit after that. Whether you go on 4, okay, you know what, fine, we're going to get back, we're going to get this, we're going to do this. You didn't try that in game 2. Your whole team was right, and when you go, your team goes with you. You the leader. They all look to you. Like, nobody's looking at Kyle Korver. Nobody's looking at Jeff Green, but like, hey, we got this, right? No, they're looking to the guy that everybody's looking at.
Korver started clapping to motivate. I think Jeff Green was like patting LeBron on his back.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about KD choosing to go play with the Warriors? What's your take on?
No different than LeBron.
Yeah. I still think it's a superstar going to a team that's already stacked.
Do you see it as something different than what LeBron did?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
Because I thought I was bugging. See, I got to find somebody with opposing opinions because you guys agree with me. But I had
You
this
can find
conversation
plenty of
before.
internet. You can find plenty of Facebook.
At first, for the first happened, I was like, "Is that big of a deal?" Because, but no, it is. The more you think about it, like it 100% is the same as
To
him
me,
going there.
when the intent is I'm going somewhere to win rings, that's the only goal, and that's what happened.
Yep. He don't care about his legacy.
Like I'm fine with that when you're towards the end of your career, like I said, the Gary Payton,
Right.
the Carmelo. Like, all right, I
And again,
understand.
same intention. Before I go,
I'm gonna
I'm gonna get these rings real quick because again, LeBron did it and then went back to Cleveland.
KD doesn't care about
So
his
he
legacy.
just showed I'm going here to get these rings real quick, and I'll be back. I was just fucking up girls. I'm gonna be right back. You know what I mean? He showed that. Because when they won in Cleveland, he was on some Cleveland. Like he didn't come back to bring them a ring. That sounded good. That was to pat the stats up a little bit more because he already got the
To
ring
earn
out
his
the way.
legacy up.
Right, because the ring is no matter what, I'm a champion. You can't take that from me. But now I'm gonna put these numbers up to also get you a longer conversation and just you know what I'm saying. KD's like I like it here. It's comfortable. I mean, you can't double team one or the other, so it's like why leave? So to me, the goal was still championships, rings. When your goal is the same, the path you take, I can't determine. Oh, well, you lost to that team, so you can't go play there.
Yeah, I do think as an individual, obviously, it does hurt KD's legacy that he had to jump to for the team. But I honestly, like you said, I don't think KD cares.
He doesn't.
He cares that he's getting rings.
Because at the end of the day, he's
That's
a
all he
champion,
cares.
two-time
He wants to
MVP.
be a champion. He don't care about his legacy. Yeah, they got, it was another, that was a very ironic situation. You up 3-1, Golden State, comes back, wins that,
Right.
and then really the next series after that, they're up 3-1, and then, Draymond gets, takes himself out, kicking people.
Do you guys remember
And then
what
that
team
happens.
Iguodala played for before he went to the Warriors?
Was in Philadelphia?
Nope. It was a team that the Warriors eliminated in the playoffs. So he did the same thing KD did. I think he was on it wasn't the Rockets. He went to Denver, the Nuggets.
Right. He was on the
Nuggets.
Because it was him and Old AI.
And
Billups.
Yeah, I never old, bro.
and the Warriors
Yeah, that's
eliminated the Nuggets in the playoffs. Next year, Iguodala said, "Can I roll with y'all?" Same thing.
And he was a borderline star in Philly. He was a recognized player. You know, and then he just transitioned. He just
Do you
transitioned.
remember before Ray Allen went to the Heat? Do you remember the team he played for?
Before the Heat.
Yeah, Bucks.
The Celtics.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
And who eliminated them in the playoffs?
Yeah.
The Miami Heat.
Right.
So I say all that to say this is not the first time someone went to a team that eliminated them in the playoffs.
But at that
and
time,
we
Ray
didn't
Allen
care.
was. At that time, Ray Allen was. You know, he was shopping
Right,
around.
and again, we put the stipulation of age and so forth, but it's like at the end of the day, the goal is the same thing.
Just one baby.
Y'all beat us. That means y'all nice. Can I get a ring with y'all real quick?
Right.
All right, come on. And
But the
I don't like it at
respect
all.
So the respect factor, when I talk about legacy, so as we talk about teams, like if we're gonna talk about the Miami Heat as a team, cool. But talking about LeBron's legacy, it's different. So like the way I look at it for legacy, again, my man AI, he wrote it out with the 76ers
Yes.
the entire time. Jordan wrote it out with the Bulls the entire time, and then finally when he came back, but you know when you wrote it out, that's your team. That's who you riding with. You know what I mean? Same thing with Kobe. That adds so much to me to your legacy. You started there, whether it was a stack team or not. You started here. You ended here. You know what I mean? If you come back out of it, like say Kobe was like, I'm gonna come back, and he goes to a different team, that's a little different.
Right.
But overall, his
But I think
career,
that's
like
what
he
Jordan
ended
did.
there. That's what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? That's the way it's supposed to be. If LeBron would have stayed in Cleveland his entire life, or traded to a team that was not fucking already stacked like the Miami Heat, maybe it'd be a little different. But I think it hurts his legacy. Like I said, the first sweep hurts his legacy.
Right.
The second sweep hurts his legacy. And the
Losing
fact,
twice with Miami hurts his legacy. To me, I do like to forget that because they always say he had no help, but when he did, he still took
lost.
2 L's. And the Dallas team, they weren't a better team.
Yeah.
They won, but they weren't. They were a better
No,
team.
They were a team.
that team 100% should have won all 4 championships.
They should have.
There's no excuse why they didn't win all 4 championships. And they would have continued. Obviously, LeBron wouldn't have bounced if they kept winning championships.
Of course not.
But he's a ring chaser, which is true. But when you're a ring chaser, you hurt your legacy.
Yeah. So, wrapping that up, comment below because you guys are going to love to comment about that one. And shout out to our boy Tyrone, who is one of the most faithful commenters. He tried to comment on every video. So we're going to go with a couple of his comments and
Or as,
answer him
John,
back.
or as John would say, my Harlem Heat tag team partner.
Harlem Heat, bro.
So most recently, you might see, Jared and Finney did a Deadpool 2 spoiler review, and Tyrone commented, "Who had the best Marvel movie? Name your favorite Marvel character." He said, "I rock with the Incredible Hulk." So John, go first. What's your name? The best Marvel movie and your favorite Marvel character?
The Avengers count because I feel like that's everyone in one. That's not
You
fair.
go for the movie?
If we're going like, if
If that's your best movie,
It's a movie.
Go,
Nah.
go ahead. I'm not putting stipulations ahead. That's your
you.
best movie.
that's a hard one, man.
Yeah, he started worse than me.
That's a hard one. Fuck, Tyrone killing me right now.
Best Marvel movie.
I'm
Let's go.
gonna go. I'll probably go Civil War. I
Civil War?
think Captain America Civil War is probably my
Okay,
favorite. And then character,
Yeah,
I'm with you, Ty. We rarely agree on shit because you got a horrible opinion. But Incredible Hulk, I'm gonna go with you on that one.
Here you go. All right, Jared.
I don't know about Incredible Hulk after watching that Avengers movie, man. I mean, him not even show up after that. My man was like LeBron defender.
Hey, listen, he was going
Game
for
four.
couldn't get it up.
yeah, ED.
couldn't rise to the occasion,
You
know.
really couldn't though.
But Jared, best Marvel movie?
Best Marvel movie. I will say Avengers 3.
Okay. Infinity War?
Yeah, Infinity War.
Okay, that's your best Marvel movie?
Damn, you know what?
It cost him everything, bro.
It did.
Okay.
But honestly, it's between that and Civil War. Civil War was a damn great movie, though. So I would say tie between those two. I hold in my top 2. Favorite Marvel character? Shit. Man, favorite Marvel character? Probably Wolverine.
Oh wait, so I'm fucking up. Ty, I fucked up. I don't agree with you anymore. I read it like a favorite Marvel character from the current MCU
He didn't
movies.
say
Yeah, I know.
He just said overall.
I know. I was paying
And
attention.
this was on a Deadpool review, so
Yeah.
it doesn't have to. It could be the Fox
Yeah.
movies.
So-
it doesn't have to be the Disney Marvel movies. It can be.
So I'm taking that shit back. I don't agree with you on shit, Tyrone. We're going with the Punisher.
Okay.
The Punisher's my
There
favorite.
you go. That counts.
Okay, that really counts.
So your favorite movie is still Civil War.
Yeah, no, that's
But Punisher your favorite character.
Yeah.
All right. And you got Infinity. You staying with Infinity War?
Let's
Or-
Infinity War, Civil War, but
Okay. Civil War.
it's all war.
I need to see Infinity War a few
War,
more times.
war.
Okay.
I'm waiting for that 4K Blu-ray to come out. You know.
My favorite character, same Wolverine. Everybody knows me knows that. He's like the wallpaper on my phone. We have a lot in common. You know, he's a very aggressive dude. You know what I mean? But favorite Marvel movie.
Fantastic Four.
The newer one.
Nah, when Jessica Alba started stripping, you know, that was pretty good
I
scene.
was hot though.
She went a little further. But favorite Marvel movie. That's a tough one of like all time. The current one's kind of cheap.
Black Panther.
And it changes. Again, when these questions come with the favorites and stuff, it always changes. Depends on the mood I'm in.
Like top 5 and all that shit. My top
Yeah,
five.
it always varies.
Top 5 character dead or alive.
Right. I mean, but like you said too, like they cheat having everybody in it. But I think like Civil War was the first time like they were all on the screen together fighting each other, and you just seen them all wild out. And it was a lot of people complain like, oh, it wasn't 30-something characters in the real Civil War comic. But I'm like, yo, just seeing them 12 was you know, because the first Avengers was when they first teamed up, and that was at one point my favorite. And sometimes I go back to that one, but Civil War, it was just something about seeing them all together going at it, you know. And at that point, they had known their powers and was like comfortable with this, and it was like seeing that Civil War was probably up there. I can go back to Civil War over and over again and watch that again. So I'll probably go with that one. So thanks, Ty, for the comment stuff.
I think Civil War takes it like
Yeah.
unanimously.
Yeah.
All right, let's go down. You know, talk about him drinking Hennessy.
Though I like Silver Surfer.
Shout out to Hennessy.
The movie?
No, hell no.
Oh.
The character.
Yeah.
The character Silver Surfer.
The Fantastic Four 2.
Dear God, no.
There we go. Good job.
All right, so Ty, I don't know which one this was, but Ty commented a couple days ago.
I like both
specifically
those questions.
Directly to Big John. Okay, so we got both of those. Let me put it in some probably screenshot or something later. But directly to Big John, he first asked. Well, first he said, Ty asked, who is the best rapper from this generation? So let's tackle that one first. Who is the best rapper from this generation?
So what is this generation though? Because some of these dudes are old. Like to me, I would say K-Dot, but K-Dot is actually pretty old if you think about it. So is J. Cole.
Right.
Is
They're not
this
really technically this
post-
generation.
Is it after 2 Chainz?
So Ty, they're avoiding your question.
I'm just, and nah, 2 Chainz is old as fuck.
He is.
I count him as Titty Boy.
Well, he's
Yeah,
in
has
the
to be.
generation.
If it's in the generation, I'm going with K-Dot.
Okay.
I know who we not. I know who we not gonna ask. Your man Kev.
He said they all trash. He don't like nobody. They all trash.
My man said K Dot song in damn translation.
Jared, who do you say is?
K Dot.
So you going with Kendrick as well?
Chief Keef?
I mean, again, you say from this generation, someone that's currently rapping, that excludes, you know, Joe Budden because he's retired now.
And even he came from old. He's
I'm
old.
just saying he's not currently rapping, not even his age. I'm just saying if he was still currently rapping, I would pick him. I can always go about this music any given day.
Royce still doing music.
Royce is still rapping. I think Royce finally figured himself out with Booker Ryan. But I will not say he's my favorite of this generation. I may have to agree with you guys and say K-Dot. Who else can I
That
listen
body
to?
of work, man. Is just,
Yeah. I don't know who else I can really go to. I mean, does Jay-Z count? He's still rapping?
and he's one of the few rappers in my opinion. So like I remember growing up as a kid, like you know, looking at mixtapes and like, oh, this is featured this person. Like for me, and growing up as a kid, if Jadakiss was on the song, if he was featured, I wanted to listen to it.
Right.
And now as an adult, like if I hear featured K-Dot, I don't care if it's a fucking Taylor Swift song. If it's featuring K-Dot, I want to
That
hear
Bad
it.
Blood remix was hard.
I want to hear it.
That Bad Blood.
And it's very few rappers that get me like that. Where it's like now, especially nowadays with nowadays rappers.
Yeah.
I think the closest one for me to be a fan besides that would be J. Cole. So definitely K-Dot. Though I think K-Dot.
Cole don't
So
have
Kendrick is unanimous decision amongst all of us. I know you're gonna have a field day with that one, Ty.
So we're gonna
you
listen to
don't
Kendrick Lamar while we're going to watch Civil
You
War.
don't like you don't like Kendrick. You don't like Cole. I
what
mean,
you
you
got?
like
And then now the next question directly, you know, shot at Big John was, who won the battle between Beanie Siegel and Jadakiss?
Now, I know why he said this because he wants to get at me because I like to argue. Obviously, I'm gonna go with Jadakiss. I think Beanie had a harder song, but it was a harder song. If you remove the 3-4 lines that he mentions Kiss, it's still a hard Beanie song. Jada was, you could tell it was a diss fucking record. Like and it was on a disco beat. And my favorite, because you know your mom's is a big thing. Hard Knock Life Tour, hugging your moms.
Hugging
like
your moms, yeah.
But and then he called Freeway a baby gorilla.
Right.
I'm going with Jada. I do wish Jada would pick the harder beat, like he did when he was battling 50 Cent, because that was ridiculous. But that was the beat he was on. But I'm going with Jada. I do think Beanie had the better song, but after like the first 30 seconds, it's a song. It's no longer just. I mean, it's Beanie talking about Beanie. It's Beanie doing his Beanie thing. But all these years, I still think it's Jada. I have a few friends who argue you're not the only one, Tyrone, that say it's right or wrong. I just feel like, where's Beanie's career, where's Jada's career? So I guess Jada won in the end.
Jared, he didn't ask you directly, but
He didn't ask me.
Yeah.
He asked me shit, but I mean, I know why Ty's gonna go with Beanie, and that's
so he's asking you.
He's like fighting me, that's why.
Well, not only that, but because remember, he's also a big Hov fan. So Beanie Hov, he's gonna go with Rock.
Rockefeller,
He's
yeah.
gonna go with the Rock. So, but
forget who he's going for. Who won?
Me, shit.
Who do you think won?
I kind of, I fully agree with John. Like it was Kiss. I think it was Kiss. Like, yes, Beanie had a harder song, but overall, I think Kiss kind of. I mean, he kind of put him out there like that. You?
I agree with you guys as well, which again,
Damn, that's like 3 for 3 right now.
I think Jada.
Wakanda forever, bro.
I think Jada. And I talked about this in the previous episode when I had my boy Kev and Jason on it when we first opened up the conversation. I think it was the episode that Ty commented on, and I was like, even the disco beat was he still flowed on it. And what I like about their beat, they went back and forth. There was no
lawsuits.
There was no there's a time limit.
No one got peed on.
Nobody got peed on. It was just bars whenever available. You know what I'm saying? So if a disco beat was on, he was right into the disco beat. You know what I mean? Beanie and them was in the studio, in the radio station. They was rapping about Nas, and they was just going in. So it was just like their intention, their focus was who they dissing at the time.
Yep.
Whatever else that was going on, they was like, nah, I got bars for this dude, and that's what's missing right now.
Like there were no hidden families.
Right. So that's pretty much all the questions we got for now. There's probably some more in there deep, but everyone please comment. We will get to your questions.
Clearly we do.
We will answer you.
I'll literally answer anything. I love to argue.
Right. So, but to comment, you gotta be a subscriber. Well, you gotta be at least a YouTube member. But while you're there, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. So then you can comment freely when I know who you are and I can shout you out on the show. Again, shout out to Tyrone. And anybody else that may comment and didn't get to it a couple episodes down, definitely going to get to it, everybody going forward from here on out. I'm going to pay attention to it. So before we go, our condolences go out to the family and friends of Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain. And anyone else, not just celebrities that are famous, that are going through depression, losses and things in their life that we take for granted. A lot of times we see people, celebrities on TV, they're superheroes to us, and they got money, they're rich, and we feel like they're happy, and then we find out, they committed suicide, and it's a shocker to us. But I mean, it wouldn't be so surprising if we really cherished the little things in life, not just money and fame and celebrity and stuff. So definitely, condolences go out to the family and stuff. Jared wanted to say a couple things, so go ahead.
You think about Prince and
Right.
pills and so forth. Like everybody, it says like you said, we look up to people on TV more than anything else.
Yeah.
It's mental health, and even though they have mental health awareness months and so forth, it's an all-year thing. There's always somebody out there. If you're the kind of person that doesn't believe in going to therapy and so forth, knock that out your head, man. Get the help you need. There's always somebody available to talk to. Get it out and open. It's about you. It's about getting your mental health, in check, in order.
Yeah.
You have people that look up to you, rely on you, even on a day-to-day basis. Like if I'm going through something, I'm talking to you, talking to John, or something like that. And it's not about me being selfish. Everyone wants to say suicide is a selfish act and so forth. It's also about them not knowing how to talk about their things, especially if you're in a big light, whether you on Broadway or cinema or whatever, it's still light. And nobody feels that nobody's listening and so forth. Just get that help. There's suicide prevention hotlines. There's therapists all over. Just want to say, please be well.
Yep. Jonathan, you want to add or?
No, I agree with Jared overall. It's a big thing going on, and a lot of people are scared to come out and talk about it because they're afraid how they might get judged.
Right.
Listen, man. Yeah, you guys also, as people, got to be able to reach out. If you see someone's going through something, you're cool with your people's with. Reach out, man. I got my homie True, who I love to death. Randomly, he'll just text me, "Yo, peace and positive energy. I love you, bro." I'm not the person I'm going through anything, but that still makes my day even better. Like, yo, I love this dude, man, and those little things matter. So you never know who you can reach out to. It's spread a little bit of love. Pay it forward, keep it going. And anyone who is depressed or whatever, obviously, DM us, talk to us. We'll be a friend. Like
Hey, man, I'm available.
You know what I mean?
Got to make it work, man.
I don't charge.
Right. Definitely cherish the relationships, cherish the friendships you have.
Cherish every moment, man.
For real. I myself can definitely relate. I went through a depressive moment. I'm not gonna say I was as far gone as to suicide, but you just never know when someone's going through something. But what helped me was definitely friendships and things, and just talking to people. People that was able to lend a hand out, and not just money, but just somebody to talk to sometimes.
Time.
Making a laugh, right? Time. Cracking a joke here and there. Just what I'm saying. Like I said, I can't relate to someone, wanting to take their own life. But depression is something real that people go through, and sometimes you just need somebody to open up to. Therapy helps. Sometimes writing a journal, a diary, just getting it out, saying it is a thing. Acknowledgement first is always the first step. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, with your friendships, man, people think someone's doing such and such on Instagram so their life is good. But
You don't know.
just reach out, say what's up. Like you said, your man hit you up every day, just say I love you. Like, we take that word love for granted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We love iPhones, we love certain foods, we love our cars, but the people is who we need to really be loving more than, we like to claim savage and, brag about ignoring somebody and stuff, but then when they die, then it's like, oh man, I was just thinking about so and so, and it's like, yeah, now it's too late.
Yeah, I always say, like, all the time, like, one of the most, like Kanye of all people, someone speaking at the hub, like, whose lines always hit me is that, people never get the flowers, but they can still smell them.
Right.
To me, that's one of the most important lines I've ever heard, and it's so true.
Definitely.
And it actually has made me open up the communication lines, like, with my pops and family overall through the years, from that one little line, because it's true. People never get the flowers, but they can still smell them.
Right.
I know mad people have gone to their funerals, and, like, everyone was like, oh, he's a good dude, but y'all weren't around. Like, y'all never showed up, and now instead of flowers and stuff.
Right.
And they never had the chance to tell them, how much you matter. And that's the main thing. You matter.
Right.
You matter.
Matter to somebody. Right. And it's just having them people to talk to, Just, Robin Williams, what I'm saying? Like, there's so many, the list is ridiculous, and you can go down, but it's like,
It's just someone you think is the happiest person.
Right.
That one threw me
Michael
off.
Jackson was, getting pain pills because he was trying to just dumb the pain out. Like,
you know what I mean? But definitely didn't mean to end it on a somber note. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We could definitely go back to reminding everybody that,
You let Tip Homie piss on you in the movie theater, man.
just in case anybody forgot, you know what I'm saying?
and Drake. And Drake did not want to go through
Jake,
anything.
right. I mean, somebody talked him off the ledge. Perhaps that might have been a life-changing moment, whatever. But thank y'all for coming through. Once again, everybody, subscribe, like, share, comment. We definitely gonna answer the questions. If you have any questions, whatever, the conversation continues as always.
Follow Instagram, man, 2021.
Yeah, Instagram. I'm gonna put that in there. Everybody's
All social medias.
all the social medias and all that stuff. And on that note, we out of here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the show, hit the like button. Share it. Tell your friends about it. Let them know what's going on. Also, hit subscribe and the bell to be notified when new content is loaded, because there's much, much more to come.